I wanted to thank you for being here, and it was an honor to be invited over here. A little bit about me here on September 30th will be 1 year cancer-free of prostate cancer. So. And I am thankful for that, and it was a journey, as many of you know, to go down that road. And what was kind of interesting about that journey was it really began at a very interesting time for me. Last summer, I've been diligent. I've had my PSAs kind of bounced up and down, and I've been watching it over the years. And so every few years, they don't like it because it goes up and down, so they did a biopsy, and they did the biopsy, and we were expecting to get the same results. We'd had biopsy before, no cancer, but we got that phone call. You know what? You do have prostate cancer. And what was interesting about that is I found out about that just in the beginning of August. And as I just told you, that you get a lot safer every August as Congress goes back. And it was a particularly interesting August in that we were going back to our districts and really discuss this looming new health care bill that was passed. And it was interesting in that I decided not to share that diagnosis with really other than my family. We kind of started down that road of, how are we going to deal with this? But we were going through and going around my district talking about the health care bill and getting people's viewpoints on it. And what was very interesting about that was it was the number of people who came up and talked to me about saying, Congressman, I think it's very important, that we don't take away the ability of the doctor and the patient, to make the healthcare decisions individually. And I was under my breath saying amen, because I was going through that very scenario. So it went through the summer, and then at the end of the summer, sat down with and my wife and I and visited and learned more about what were the treatment options for my prostate cancer, and learned a lot more about prostate cancer than I ever thought I was going to learn about. But that was the good point. Part about it is that learning about what the treatment options were. I had learned that it was important to get the PSA because I'd had a number of friends over the years that had been diagnosed and understood the importance of early treatment of any cancer, and certainly with prostate cancer is no different. I think what I wanted to say. I serve on 3 committees: financial services, agriculture, but also serve on the science committee. And one of the things that I think is important in our country is continue to make sure that we have good research going on for all kinds of cancer, and certainly prostate cancer. Certainly we need to continue the education process for prostate cancer. One of the things that I learned down through this journey was that men don't go around talking about how important it is to do the screening, and they don't share their experience in the general population, but get diagnosed with prostate cancer and they come out of the walls. And it was interesting. It was the number of men that came out of the walls and said, I've had it too. Welcome to the club. I said, well, it wasn't a club I was really looking to join. But the other thing that has been very interesting to me about this process is the interest in men who don't have prostate cancer, of talking to someone that actually has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and the questions that they ask. And one of the number one questions that they ask, well, how did you find out? And certainly then you always say, we did PSAs and the PSA didn't look good, and so we went to biopsy, and that's the other thing though is that I think keeps a lot of men from engaging in that conversation. And I think there is, quite honestly, and I would say that I fell into that category, I didn't really want to know I had prostate cancer. And it was really an interesting situation in that I had my prostate taken out. They did the pathology on it, and I was actually supposed to have to wait about a week or so. But my doc is a gentleman by the name of Patrick Walsh. And some of you may know about Dr. Walsh. He's done a lot of things for prostate cancer. And he was able to get a kind of a speeded up version of the pathology. And I told Dr. Walsh a few months after that, I really didn't accept the fact that I had cancer until I got his call and he used the word, "Congressman, you're cancer free." But down that journey, and I want to go back to what I was saying a while ago, is that I think a lot of men out there don't want to know that they have prostate cancer because they've heard the horror stories about some of the treatment outcomes. And one of the things that I think we have to do, and one of the things I wanted to leave you with today, is we educate people on the importance of the PSA and the importance of the research and coming up with cures, but also the importance of letting men know there is life after prostate cancer. There is life with prostate cancer while you're being treated. But what most of the folks that I have come in contact with, when they come up and they kind of go through the journal, but then they really get down to the two nitty-gritty questions. Are you wearing a pad, and how's your sex life? Because you see, there's a perception out there that if you get prostate cancer, it's the end of, sex, and you could be wearing a pad for a lifetime because they've heard some of the earlier outcomes. And of course, what we all know is that prostate cancer treatments are very varied now. There's radiation, there's surgery, and there's all kinds of other options available out there depending on what's your diagnosis and your Gleason score and all of those things that I never wanted to know about but now know about. And so I think a part of that awareness, and I think it's the reason that it's just not talked about a lot, is that men, quite honestly, are afraid of finding out that they had prostate cancer. But I think that really the hard work is what you're doing, and the most important work as well, is making sure that we get the message out how important it is for men to be tested. And I think more importantly too, and I hope that I leave this message with you, and I don't want to sound redundant, but I was always told if you say it over and over and over again, they actually end up believing you, is that we do have to make sure that we lay out the whole picture of prostate cancer and what the journey's like, and where we are encouraging men to do that. And I think that encouragement comes also in laying out the statistics that we're having very good luck curing it in many cases, and certainly down the road, hopefully we come up with a way to prevent prostate cancer altogether, and I know that's one of the goals of zero. Now, I put on this zero for two reasons. One, that's what I'm going to do my second PSA since my surgery, and so I put this on because I'm thinking positively that's again what I want my next PSA to be, but also want to have a country and a world where we have zero prostate cancer, and I think we should keep working on that goal. So I wanted to just stop by and share with you that what you're doing is important. I appreciate it, and I look forward to partnering with you